When did this happen? So, I hit 1k subs. I only started uploading videos to show like my one buddy, so it is kinda weird to me, but hey, welcome y'all. Thanks for checking out the videos and I hope you enjoy. Alright, and welcome to the first video in the Hermit series. The Hermit series will be a series of videos focused primarily on carpentry, moving deeper into the woods and other survival aspects as we go on. Today I'm going to be showing you how to get a safe house set up on day 1. I'll be starting in Muldrow and playing on Apocalypse mode. Right when you spawn in, you're going to want to try to figure out where you are, as you're going to need a few key supplies. A hammer or a ball-peen hammer, a saw or a handsaw, and at least one box of nails. Other items that can come in handy are any type of axe and a backpack. Fortunately, carpentry supplies aren't all that uncommon, and you'll find plenty of sheds and garages around to find at least the basic starting supplies in. Though, if you spawn nearby a larger carpenter place, it could be worth hitting if it's not too busy. You're gonna need to find something to smash the windows with. Even a pen or an eating utensil. And if you find a map, make sure to read it, as it'll be added to your character's map. Sometimes you get lucky and you find a good outfit right away, so you look good and feel protected in the early apocalypse. Be careful of gang affiliation though. Early on, with or without a weapon, you want to run away from groups of this size, as there's a high likelihood the noise from the fight will draw out other nearby zombies that haven't quite spread out yet. If you need to get away, you can shake zombies through houses and tree lines relatively easily. Just make sure they don't get another look at you while you're trying to get away, or they'll follow in your general direction for a while. When it's nearly 12, try to get to a house with a TV on time for the carpenter show for the first week or two at noon. If they're breaking in, don't worry, you'll still gain XP while fighting, so... as I was saying, you'll still get XP while fighting, but just make sure to get out before the situation gets too bad. Continue your search of sheds and garages for the supply that you need, and if you happen to find leather gloves, take them, as they might just save your life. Try to avoid early fights as much as possible. However, if you cannot avoid a fight, keep them in the same areas and move a little bit closer to split some of them off. If two of them are horizontally lined up next to each other, you can push one of them, but you can't hit right now or one of them will hit back. Nope. Again, ordinarily I would tell you to avoid a group of this size, but you see those guys over there? Those firefighter zombies aren't too common in this area, so it means there's likely a burned building with at least one firefighter truck out there where they came from. Also, gas masks are cool. Bingo, there's a key. Checking the nearby buildings and moving into the direction of the firefighter zombies. There is indeed a burned building with a car with the key that I found right outside. The truck's not in great condition, but it gives me a lot more options for looting and picking out my starter house. Unfortunately, this early into the game, a fair amount of the road will still be blocked by zombies, and you don't really have the leeway to damage the damaged car further, or it might start stalling or stop working altogether. Seeing that I'm close to the larger Muldrow warehouse up north, I decide to drive up, taking a few wrong turns and running into some roadblocks made of zombies. I drive up and find the warehouse to be fairly infested, but figure I'll definitely find a hammer here, and find my way in through the lower door. I run through and manage to find a ball-peen hammer, but have to escape before I manage to grab another one. Opening a garage door to get away, I leave it open and blare the sirens of my truck to hopefully drag a few outside the warehouse for the next time that I visit. I drive down to a quieter fenced off area of Muldrow to find myself a good place to live, only to find myself committing a classic Zomboid blunder. Make sure to check your weapon condition before you start fighting. Mistakes like that can prove fatal, but luckily I managed to scamper away far enough to get my hammer out and finish the group, deciding to kill a few of the closer ones as well, so they won't come back to bite me later. I have some trouble deciding between the two houses at the bottom, but decided against the bright pink wallpaper, so choose the top house, even though it does come with the former occupants. Make sure to check every room so you won't get a surprise hickey later. Using the tools gathered, you should be able to board up your windows and get a safe house going. Of course, you're going to need some planks to do so. Now, I have a hand axe that I found here, but if you don't have an axe, you can always go and disassemble the neighbor's furniture. You can also do this to collect nails, but at low carpentry, it's not so efficient. Putting up to 2 boards on a window will allow you to see through said window. Putting more on, however, will completely blind out the window. You can use this if you don't have enough curtains to close all your windows, or if you just like being on the more defensive side. If that is the case, however, you can put planks on both sides of the window. If you're running low on curtains, you might as well go steal them from your neighbor as well. Hell, take their rug! I'm sure they won't mind. Here's a weird one. Don't flick light switches at night. For whatever reason, at nighttime they're unreasonably loud. Once you're done fortifying the place, you're going to want to make sure to move out all the corpses. You can either burn them, bury them, or find yourself a nice spot to put them in. Maybe your neighbor's house, but sticking around too many corpses will get you sick. You can clean the blood with bleach and any type of towel or a mop, but you won't necessarily need to do it, as you won't get sick from blood. And with that, you can clean yourself up, set an alarm, and go to bed, because you've got yourself a safe house on day 1. Quite a few things went my way this run, but the basic idea applies to most cities except for maybe Louisville. In West Point, you might be better off finding a house up north, for example, as it's quite busy in the south. Alright, thanks for joining me on the first part of Hermit's Guide to the Apocalypse. I hope that you'll join me next time on part 2. Focus on power leveling your carpentry without even starting as a carpenter. I want to thank y'all again for hitting the 1k mark and allowing me to monetize my videos and finally being able to make 50 cents a year off of YouTube. When I've made the next video, I'll probably put like a card here or something so you can click on the next video. And if I've made more, I'll put a playlist there instead so you can click on that. Alright, I'll see you all in the next one. See ya.